I want us to have a look at a story that has been making headlines in the past few days after the death of Raila Odinga. We are being told that in Raila Odinga's last moments, there is an ODM cabinet secretary, an expert CS, who seriously frustrated Raila Odinga. This cabinet secretary was leading a rebellion in ODM and more so among ODM elected leaders in Kakamega County. It reached a level this cabinet secretary was not even picking Raila Odinga's calls. Raila tried seriously to reach out to him, but he was not picking Raila Odinga's calls. And this is a story that was captured in various online media. We can make some changes when I come back home, Raila allegedly said. As a cabinet reshuffle looms, it has emerged that 3 days before his death, Raila Odinga reportedly called a close friend, hinting at changes within the government. Raila had reportedly grown dissatisfied with one of the CSs he had recommended for appointment. We are being told that this cabinet secretary seriously frustrated Raila Odinga. And from some reliable sources, this cabinet secretary was none other than Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. And if this story and other similar stories are anything to go by, then Raila Odinga had already made a decision that CS Oparanya was to be replaced. And even now, if you look at the by-elections going on in Malava, ODM is supporting UDA's candidate, but Oparanya has been campaigning for the opposition's candidate, Panyako. A clear confirmation that already Oparanya was reading from a different page to that of Raila Odinga. And it's also in the public domain that Oparanya wanted to lead some of these elected leaders to Ford Kenya. Either to Ford Kenya or maybe he wanted to form his own political party. There was also the disagreement between Oparanya and Kakamega Governor Fernandes Barasa. Raila was on Barasa's side, and that's also something that caused a lot of friction between Raila and Oparanya. And in a video weeks before Raila's death, Oparanya was heard live on camera dismissing Raila Odinga's influence in Kakamega. Listen to this.
Mimi namjua Raila vizuri kuliko yeye. Watajua wajijui. Sasa nimerudi hapa uwanjani.
Oparanya was just saying, anafikiria Raila anaweza kuja hapa kumsaidia. Oparanya was just dismissing Raila Odinga's political influence in Western. So this is a minister who clearly frustrated Raila Odinga. And there is also a video that has been trending today of Oparanya seemingly confirming that he might be on his way out of Ruto's government. Listen to this.
Hata kama nawaja hii kasi nikistaafu, tutakuwa pamoja mpaka huko mbele.
Yes. Nikiacha kazi ama nikiretire. Those are remarks being made by Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. So in other words, we can say Oparanya might have seen his looming sacking. He's just trying to prepare his supporters psychologically. I want us to put all this into perspective to see exactly what's happening here. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Politics, sometimes it's a dirty game. Most of these politicians are not honest, but greedy individuals. Something tells me very strongly that some forces within the broad-based government were trying to use Oparanya to divide ODM party. So Oparanya was clearly being used to divide ODM party. But it seems to appear that it all backfired. Oparanya was not able to divide ODM party in Western. So those who are using Oparanya might have decided to dump him. That's why Oparanya, instead of campaigning for UDA's parliamentary candidate in Malava, he's campaigning for the opposition's candidate. A manifestation that if some people were using him in the broad-based government to split ODM or to divide ODM in Western, those people might have dumped him or abandoned him. So Oparanya might have been rebelling against Raila Odinga because he was being used. And also, if you look at it from a different angle, something also tells me very strongly that some of these so-called experts were not referred by Raila Odinga per se to Ruto's government. And sometimes back at an interview, Kalonzo also just echoed those sentiments that Raila Odinga never referred some of these individuals. After William Ruto showing maybe interest in some of them, Raila left these experts to decide on their own whether they wanted to join Ruto's government or not. But the so-called experts were more than eager to join Ruto's government. Upon joining Ruto's government, they seem to have grown horns. They started belittling Raila Molo Odinga, in that they were saying they could negotiate directly with Ruto even without Raila Molo Odinga. That's also something that might have caused some friction between Raila Odinga and Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya. Oparanya and maybe some of these experts were more than willing to join Ruto's government. And indeed, they did join Ruto's government. This also just confirms that there is a looming reshuffle in Ruto's government. It's true, if you look at the cabinet secretaries in Ruto's government, and more so some of these ones who came from ODM, and some of these ones who are being told were referred by Uhuru, all those who are in Jubilee. Some of them are not living up to the expectations. The ones who came from ODM, it was expected they were going to perform extraordinarily. We were going to see some serious work from some of these cabinet secretaries because, after all, they were coming from ODM. But truth be said, there is no much difference between them and even the ones who are appointed by Ruto. So their value makes no sense at all. They are not living up to the expectations. And even now to these ones, who we are being told in quotes were referred by Uhuru, they are being referred by Uhuru Kenyatta was to neutralize Rigathi Gachagwa's influence on the mountain, if at all they were referred by Uhuru Kenyatta. But even if they were not referred by Uhuru Kenyatta, Ruto appointed them to neutralize Rigathi Gachagua. Are they succeeding in neutralizing Rigathi Gachagua? The answer is a very big no. In fact, Ruto himself is doing that job alone. The cabinet secretaries are not helping him in any way. They are hardly being seen on the ground. You know, we are in Kenya and in Africa. All politics are local. These cabinet secretaries, the aim of their appointment was that they were to go to the ground to bargain for the president. But they're not doing that. So if again there is a reshuffling looming, most of them might also not survive, ladies and gentlemen. As I conclude, all this confirms serious panic in Ruto's government. The cabinet secretaries are clearly panicking. And one such cabinet secretary panicking is none other than Oparanya. We are also being told Gideon Moi is also joining the broad-based government. He is also to be given some cabinet slots. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.